This is gonna be an amazing, amazing night. Hi, Lagos moms. Nice to see you. Um, Coach Nancy, I don't know where she is. Why is she not here? Um, so she's here finally. Coach Nancy, say hi, please. Let's bring you on board. You're wasting people's time. So she's here finally. Coach Nancy, say hi, please. Let's bring you on board. You're wasting people's time.
Sorry for wasting your time.
Here,
if you're ready to learn how to
Coach Nancy, say hi, please. Let's bring.
please come on board right now and watch us. Coach Nancy is here and she will be going live with me. So yeah, she's here. Yes.
Oh,
What happened? You left the first time.
never. My hand touched something.
Sorry. All right. So how do you do?
I'm fine. Oh,
I have a small cold. Small
sorry,
cold.
I'm just coming in. I went for an engagement today, so you can see
Can
me. I'm
see
still
it
blah blah.
now.
I've
We
not
can
even
see
dropped.
it.
I said no.
See how far you're looking.
I have to follow your footstep. You won't cancel any event.
Am I
You
looking
say
like
no.
this? Which one
I
is
have
your
to
footstep?
do it.
Which one is your footstep? Please look at
No.
this lady. Oh. See how
No,
far
your
she's
footstep
looking.
in terms of your consistency online. You will not cancel anything. Even I see you, oh, you were at Tony Elubeli's event. Your life will still hold. So I say, no, Nancy, don't be tired. Raise up and go and do the live.
You have to do it, though. You have to do it.
Thank
so
you
sorry.
so much.
So once in a while, I may be going off a little because I have a cold, so I can.
Okay.
But that's fine. All right, can we start up immediately?
Yes, we can start. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me once again. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. So today our topic is on how to end employee-related issues and build committed staff. So a lot of people find it difficult in this arena to say, oh, most employees have issues. But I want to clear something before I start. From my own personal experience and from my research, I realized that we have a lot of good employees out there that have good intention for our businesses. But the truth is, if we don't know how to go about it, we will think everything is about them. We must try as much as possible as CEOs to actually be ready to do the needful so that we can really attract good people and retain them. So I don't want to do that so that, but at the end, we know there are bad people. Like I said, from my experience, I've realized that 92% of people I've hired so far are always good. It's only 8%. And the truth is, we can actually take out the 8%. We can put in place the right policies to ensure we don't even attract those negative ones. So before I go in, I want to talk about committed employees first. Then we'll now come back to employee-related challenges and all that. So why do you think a lot of employees are not committed in our organization? Number one is absence of trust. When a staff resumes with you, they start working with you, they begin to see some inconsistency in the way you do things. Some of us don't have clear vision at the beginning. We don't even have clear job description. We don't even know what we want them to do for us. We just want to hire. So at this point, we keep blaming them. We keep accusing them of not working. You say, you're coming to work, you are doing nothing. Whereas as the CEO, you have not even assigned anything for me to do. But the staff cannot look back to tell you that because you are the boss. And you are saying you are coming to work doing nothing. So I can share from my experience. I started my business alone, just me. I remember I was 3 months pregnant then. I started alone. After I started, I realized I needed help. I was like, this workload is too much. So I didn't define the kind of help I wanted. I just said I need staff to come and help me. So along the line, I hired people to join me. They joined. The first person joined. I realized after hiring that first person, I was still doing all the job. She would just come. The only thing I allow her to do is clean, mop, get me food, get me drink. I was still doing all the job. And why? Because of fear. There are some, for me, I'm trying to talk from my experience now. I had fear of, if she touch my product now, she will take my money. If she touch my money, she will steal. So I was still battling with all those things. At that point, there was no clear job description for the person. There was nothing. So I keep complaining that she's not doing anything. and the staff too will be looking at you like, am I not doing anything? That's not an absence of trust, in the sense that sometimes as CEO, we give too much promises that we cannot meet at the beginning. Too much promises. And as entrepreneurs, we must understand that we need to pay attention to our data before we start promising people. We don't just do things spontaneously like, oh, once I hire this person, I'll start giving you. So most people don't trust their employers. Most people. So I even go for, maybe I go to some organization to do like training for the employees. We tell their CEO to go out first. Excuse us, sir. Or excuse us, ma. And we have conversation with them. You realize they don't trust their boss. So you need to correct that part. If people don't trust you, they might not work with you with their whole heart, because they have that mark like, oh, this person can change tomorrow. So the first one is absence of trust. Then the second one is absence of presence of conflict. Conflict in the sense that as the CEO, somebody in your organization comes to tell you, the manager came late today. And you as the CEO goes back to the manager to tell the manager the exact person that told you that he came late. All those things actually backfire. Everybody in your organization start to go mute. They don't want to say anything. I don't want trouble. Let me just be there. Now that the CEO is, I don't want any problems. And the truth is, we can actually systemize some of these things. You don't have to, somebody don't have to tell you who is coming late. Nobody has to tell you. The manager don't have to even tell me or anybody. There are systems where clocking devices that are cheap, not really expensive one, cheap one that you can put in your organization to solve that problem, so that they are not having internal conflict. And a lot of business owners don't know how to manage conflict. Instead of them to manage conflict, they turn it into side gossip. And when you are involved in those kind of conversation, you are killing your business. A lot of people do it because they want to get information. Maybe when I'm not around, A will tell me what B is doing, B will tell me what, and at the end, you start creating a lot of gossip within the organization, and at the end, it backfires back to the CEO. Then number 3 is lack of transparency. Most business owners don't even want transparency, in the sense that sometimes it's very funny that you go and buy products that you want to sell. You are not allowing the person you want to hand over this product to even know the quantity. You just tell her, put it there, put it there. And at the end, if anything is missing, you come back to accuse the same person that, oh, I'm looking for one wig. And the person is like, you didn't even hand over the wig to her in the first place. She's just in the shop like a dummy. So she's not even understanding what you are saying. But that transparency will help you to even make them accountable. And when you make your team members accountable, it's easy for them to even be committed, like, oh, the owner knows what she's doing. I realize that most people that even behave wrongly in organization is because they know that their CEOs or the owners don't even know what they have. They don't know what they are doing. So they tend to also misbehave because they know you don't know. Because you don't know, you can't even check. So you bring in things, no transparency in that sense. You just come, bring things for people, and you expect them to be responsible for it. I tell people, especially when you have store where you have like 4 to 5 people, no segregation of duties, no segregation. You have 4 people managing the same week. For instance, maybe you sell bag. 4 people are in charge of the bag. Now, 6 bag is missing according to you, not according to the staff, not according to anybody's record. You are the only one that know what is missing. That is not fair on your staff. You are not transparent like that. Even though anything can be missing, maybe the thing is truly missing, they should be aware that, oh, I received 5 bags, we sold 2, now it's remaining 1, 2 is missing. Let all of us be in that knowing that this thing is not there. Then it's easy for you to even say, oh, you are responsible. And even at that, a lot of people do something. When something is missing in our organization, you put your staff together, calculate the money, and share it within all of them. It's a very wrong approach of doing. It's a very wrong approach, because it's not everybody that is in that place that actually commit that offense. It's actually someone that did that. And anytime you share this loss within 5, 10 people, you are the truthful one. They will leave your organization, and you will have the thieves, the ones that are bad, they will remain. So you must understand that these things, because we are all human, and the way you work with your staff is the way you feel that somebody should work with you or work with your own kids. So the last 51 years, some of the things that make people not to have ownership mindset is you don't demand accountability from your team. which also is like a continuation from the transparency. You don't demand accountability. You don't measure progress. You don't measure productivity. Everybody comes into the organization. They just come in, do whatever they want to do, they go. You cannot even say, hey, this is what A is supposed to be. So there's something I call key result area. If everybody comes to work every day, what are the 5 things you must do every day on each role? This role, you are the customer service representative. Top 5 things you must do daily. So if that person comes to work today, that means these 5 things must be done. If you are the accountant, top 5 things you must do daily. That means if you come to work today, apart from your JD can have more. Your JD can have maybe 20, 15, whatever is there. But I'm talking about top 5. So we call it key result area. These things are every time you come into this office, every time you come into this office or you resume, these things must be done. It makes it easy for you to hold these people accountable. So really say they are due, because a lot of people hire employees and they don't do anything. And you keep blaming the employees. It's not their fault. The truth is, number one, as the leader of that organization, if you don't know your vision, you don't even know what you want, you need to even define, what do I want in this organization? I was telling someone this afternoon that 2 people can be doing the same business, but they don't have the same vision. The fact that somebody is selling food and you're also selling food does not mean you are going the same way. Someone else might be heading to Kaduna while you are heading to maybe Imo State. It's not the same thing that should be there. And from this, I will dive into policies for organization. A lot of people copy and paste policies and they realize that it's not working for them. Now, you have an employee, your own industry. When you are formulating policy for your organization, number one, your personality has to be factored in. Why? Because you are the owner of the business. You are unique from, I'm unique from Nigeria Brand Chick. How she will react to something else might not be how I will react. So there are some important parts that cannot be changed, but there are some things that should be based on who you are. So for instance, I've worked with somebody before that she said that she does not care if her staff is not honest. That's excellence, top honesty for her. Why for some people, honesty is number one, excellence comes second. So now you can't judge that person. It does not mean that that person is bad, but it's just a function of that person's personality. You must understand who you are. You must understand your industry. How does your industry operate? I saw something online recently and I was asking, will you tell a Domino's Pizza not to open on Sunday? Let's think about it. A Domino's Pizza or a fast food, you know that weekend, Sunday, public holiday are their peak period. So you can't work in that place and not at all say, I'm not working on Saturday. I don't want to work on Saturday. You're working in Domino's Pizza. I cannot work. Because why? Those are the days they actually make it. But that does not mean the CEO cannot factor in rest for them. There must be rest. Because I see a lot of people have what we call rules and regulation. Policy has to be mutually beneficial. It must benefit you as the CEO. It must benefit your staff. And the truth is, structure in the old sense benefit 3 people: the business owner, the customer, and the employee. So everybody has stake in structure. The fact you are structuring your business does not mean that any of these parties should suffer. No. It is for the better of everybody. So now you have to ensure, okay, the policy I want to create, how is it going to help my own organization? How is it going to help me? And in the other hand, how is it going to affect my staff? Then you create a balance. So for small businesses, we are not like multinationals. You can't copy and paste all those things. And sometimes we can't just take big voluminous policies and bring it to our organization and say, a lot of people don't read it. A lot of people, even the CEO, don't even know what is inside because it's too voluminous. You have to understand that your business is small. Number one, your policy formation must align with your industry, your personality, your stage in business. What level are you? What are you? Your size? How big are you? You have to understand those things. And as you grow, you can always update. As you grow, you can always update because things happen. Because if you don't, and again, if you don't look at your level or stage and you create policy, you can also create a policy that can also affect you. You become a victim of your own policy. You can become a victim of your policy because you decided to listen, you decided to create policy that you did not weigh it around your own organization. And I tell business owner, look at patterns in your industry. Look at patterns in your business. Okay, maybe you've been hiring people, and every time you realize that you are having high turnover of employees. Look at pattern. What is making people to stop working for you? What are you not doing right? You begin to look at those things. Is there a way we can tweak it to be more better? Is there a way we can refurbish it, work on it, and make it more presentable? Because the truth is, for people to leave the organization and go and work elsewhere, they're actually still looking for a job. The only problem is that your organization is not giving them what they want. And I want us to understand that employees are like customers. You must understand, what does your employee want? And I keep saying it, everything is not money. But what they want matters. What they want is not a function of you asking them, what do you want? If you ask any employee, what do you want? They will tell you money. But the truth is, if you pay attention, look at them very well, you can see their need. And sometimes those needs might not necessarily be money. For instance, I have a client that stays on the island, and majority of the staff comes from the mainland. Now, most times they get to work late, or most times they are complaining of transport being too much. I said, you can look for a self-contained from your organization post and have like a staff quarters. Put rules and regulation there if you can afford it. That's why I said it's a function of your size, it's a function of your stage, it's a function of your industry, your personality. So those things, you have to factor it in. It's not just that once you hear something, you run with it. Because I hear a lot of things. You take time to grow. You cannot just start from day one. Even all the multinationals that give a lot of benefit today, they didn't start from there. They grew little by little. So don't take on what you cannot do. Don't go and start saying, I want to pay somebody 100,000 when you know you can't afford it yet. So it's a function of, but if you have other parts of your business well structured, you have communicated that JD to them, they can see structure, they can see you conforming to the standard you have created. I'm telling you, you will have people that will work for a long time. And also for everyone that has, I realize people who come to my DM and say, you say a lot about staff handbook, policy, but I have one and it's not working. And I've worked with people, I will say, send me your staff handbook, and I will look at it, realize that there are some ingredients that if it's not factored in your handbook, you will still continue to have problems. You must get it right. Why? You are a small business. The truth is, there's nothing really protecting you in that sense, rather than you getting the right policy in place in the most simple way, in a concise way, communicate it with your employees, ensure they sign for it, and it must be communicated. They must understand it. The truth is, if you don't communicate it well, they might be breaching it, and it's not because they want to breach, it's because there is gap. Sometimes it's because there is gap in communication. So when there is gap in communication, they can breach it anyhow. And you are thinking, oh, why? But the truth is, let me allow Nigeria TikTok and I'll continue.
No, I just wanted to, chip in some little things, because everything that you say is what I have lived, what I have done, what has happened to me, my failures in the past, and where I'm going to. Now, you said something that not every employee wants money. Sometimes what they want is just to be known, that at least recognized for their work and all that stuff. I realized that very early. Most of my staff wanted to work, but the problem they had at that time was that the places where they have accommodation, right, was like a papa, and we're opening shop in VI. Mm-hmm. We had to look for a space for them to stay.
Very good.
That changed the way food started coming out at Nelly's. So at that time when I was starting, because they had somewhere to stay, food started coming out by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Immediately. Unlike before, 12, So it was really, really that bad. So when I understood that's just what they just wanted. So even when I wanted to get a bigger space, I realized that for me to be able to continue to grow, I had to get a space that will also accommodate them. So I got every space I have. That's why I take buildings. Somebody like maybe Nelly or Turi. No, I take the buildings because the BQ is the staff that is there. They're not, imagine living in Lekki. I don't even stay in Lekki. They're living in Lekki with BQ staff and their you know, waking up early, making sure all the food is ready.
So things
and
will
all.
just be going smooth.
Thank you. But before then, it was a big struggle. Every time I'm always shouting, why is it, oh, this customer has called. Just one singular change. Then another thing I did, no matter how good you are, right? No matter how good you are, as a customer service person, if you're not living within a certain kilometer of where my shop is, I'm not hiring you.
Yeah, standard.
I am not hiring because I've had people who are hired in the past who are living very far but who are good at what they do. And every single time, it becomes like, are you not understanding that Nigeria is doing us? So it becomes the norm. And madam, please, I'm sorry, I'm in traffic.
I'm sorry.
Every single day, I'm in traffic.
I'm
So
telling you.
because of it, what would you do? What would you do? You can't do anything. So we even went the route of carry the phone and go home, chat with them before you get here. Said, like, it was not working. What I started doing is, you have to live within a certain vicinity of Lekki for you to be able, even if it's just a Ajao, but you're coming from the mainland. I'm sorry, I will smile with you, I'll be happy with you, but I'll tell you, you're not fit for this job. Because I personally want to remove some prayer points from my business. It's true. There's sometimes we're disturbing God a lot.
I'm telling you, you're right.
We're disturbing God a lot. We are giving God too much prayer points. Stress. When the things we're supposed to do are just in front of us, make those changes and everything will be fine.
I'm telling
you.
The
moment I did that, everything went on good. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I have a staff. Okay. Let me just please one last one.
Yeah.
I have a staff. This lady, she's a mom, right? She was actually living close by, but life happened.
Marriage.
Life happened, and which it can always happen to anybody. And me, I'm very, very, anybody that knows me knows. When I'm doing interview, I'm sorry, but I ask questions. I ask you, are you getting married soon? I ask you, I need to know. I can't put in so much of my strength training you at Nelly's, showing you what keto is, gluten-free is, low carb is. It takes a lot of time. And after showing you all these things, tomorrow you just get up and say you're leaving. That one man has carried you and moved you to another place. It's difficult.
It's not funny.
That training takes a lot of me. So this lady has been there. In fact, she's actually my longest standing staff. So life happened to her. She used to live close by, but after a while, she had to move further down. And it's just normal. And, when I was even hiring her, I knew that she had children, and at that time, she was already done with having children. But all of a sudden, she got pregnant again.
Wow.
And she's living very far. So at first, I was like, we were doing come to work by 10:30 because of how far her house was. Her house like Bogije. Yeah, far. Like come to work by 10:30 and close later and finish up what. But even that 10:30 self, they work. So when I opened up my factory in Aja, I moved her to the Aja factory. So even in the Aja factory, she was not even expected to come almost every day. My own is, can you still deliver on your work without having to be physically there every time? Because she is an inventory person. She's not one of the hands-on people. And she could. So instead of having her to carry her baby, come and all that, she was still looking for ways to manage her and also be able to give us the best out of what we're paying her salary for. So the truth is that as a business owner, a lot of things will come to you. You will feel like you've hired the right staff, or you feel like you're the best job, but things can happen. Life can happen, and you can't just wake up and say, oh, because of this happened, you're gonna do like that. No. So we need to learn how to understand that committed staff, they're ready, they're there.
They are there to
just
be
put in the little things, but you don't frustrate them. That thing you said about they'll just give you something to keep, and next thing they'll ask you who that something is missing and all that. Yeah, I almost was like that too, but my own case was a little different. I would not show you the recipe. I'm telling you, this is from experience. I was so scared that if I share my recipe, that they will steal it. every business owner, especially if you're doing something unique as far back as 2016, 17, you would have felt that way. So because I felt that way, I just said to myself, okay, I'm not going to give out my recipe. I will just do this, do this, do this. And, when I have calculated that this thing is supposed to give me certain amount of bread, and it's not matching up, and I'm not coming to shout at them, not like, madam, you just gave me 10 kg. So I realized that was the problem. So because I'm giving you 10 kg is a problem, because I said this 10 kg is supposed to bring out 100 bread, and next year you're bringing out 60 bread, and I can't really quantify. What did I do? I created sachets. So this one will give you 1 bread. If I give you this one, it will give me 2,000 back. If I give you this one, it will give me, do you understand?
Yeah.
So it was that way of breaking it down that was able to, get it right. And even this thing you're talking about, job description, most of the people who you're working with, most of your staff, don't even understand the English. Inside the
break it down.
I actually do sit down, get the HR person to sit down and speak pidgin.
Break it down. It's not that difficult. Like I said, when you talk about your inventory now, I tell people inventory is not complicated. When you want to do your inventory as a business owner, no matter what you are selling, even though you are selling ugu, for instance, you must use the language your staff understand. A lot of people get software and they confuse themselves with the software and them. No, use the language that you are using in dispensing your product already. If you are talking like raw material utilization, when you talk about production, I bought flour, I gave it to them. What I was even trying to explain is, at the point you are giving it from the inventory person, how many kg was given to the production team? Everybody must account for what is in their custody, so that you can know at what point anything went wrong, so that you can know who exactly is having the issue. Did it happen from the inventory person? For instance, if inventory personnel is supposed to give the production people 50 kg and the person gave 40, if you track back, you can know where the issue is. But if you don't know the issue and you put everybody together, you are working as if all of us are the same family. You are not putting the right system in place. No standard. You are just saying, just give them some, take some. There will always be issues. And at sometimes, some people are innocent will be affected. You will keep maybe shouting on innocent people sometimes, or confronting the wrong people. But when you get these things systemized, it's easy for you to actually help everybody to be happy. The truth is, when you accuse people of what they don't do, it's very painful, and we all know it. But the truth is, when you actually assign role to people, right, and you are the one in charge of this particular laptop, and you did not deliver, if your boss is saying, oh, Titilayo, why didn't you take this laptop up? You won't complain. You won't feel bad. Because why? You know it's your responsibility. So everybody, you need to understand. Let me tell you, sometimes these things are not easy. But you just have to be doing it gradually. And at a point, you will get over it. You will be able to do it. A lot of us, our employees don't even know our expectation from them. They don't know our expectation. When somebody don't know your expectation, the person resumes in the morning and is looking. And you are saying, don't you know you're supposed to start calling customers? It does not know. It does not know. So for me now, my staff that is in charge of customer service know that every morning what we do is, once we resume, we pull out our data from the software and we look at customers that didn't come yesterday. It is our responsibility to call them. She will just call them, good morning, we didn't see you yesterday, what happened? It's a standard. So if you don't have those standards in place, you can't be saying they are not working. Because they don't know. Sometimes they will call. You will come back and scream. Why did you call the customer? Did I tell you to call? You are the one that said don't call. You are the one that said, why did you call? So sometimes this thing can be very confusing. Also, some of us, our employees don't know that we don't even know our obligations to our employees. Some CEOs don't know their obligations to their employees. And this is part of what your staff book and book should carry. Your staff should know when they should expect their salary. It is a norm. Let them know, even no matter the date. Sometimes your date might not be.
And if there is even a delay 1 minute, write an email and apologize. Send messages to all of them and apologize.
So in the staff handbook, you will see it there. We pay on the XYZ 26, 28, first, second, no matter when you pay. Let them be aware. they can plan their life. I tell people, a lot of people say, oh, my staffs are not committed, they are not following the vision. And I tell you, to be sincere, I grew up from a poor home. So I started working at the age of 19. I was working in the cafe. So, and the reason why I went to work was money. So I like to think from my perspective before I now think of ownership, committed, vision. I keep saying, number one reason why your employee came to you is the need. They have need. So they needed money to solve the need. Now, when they now join your organization, they now realize that you have structure, you are not shouting. They realize that, this place is a place I can work. There is growth here. There is future here. Then they can now stay and be committed. The 5 points I shared earlier, they saw it there that, oh, you are truthful, you are committed to your words, you don't give them issues. They can now begin to build ownership mindset. It's not some ownership mentality, don't fall on people. It's not something that you will see a staff, they will just begin to have ownership. No, it's your vision. You know, every employee that is working for you is pushing your vision, not their own. And it will be unfair for you if you don't have an inclusion in what you have. You might not have all the money today, like what we said. What is stressing your staff currently? What is that problem they have? What are they struggling with? Transportation, the places. Okay, for me, now you said I don't hire people outside my local government. All my staff, they stay within my local government. And I remember when we had strike, because telecom industry, when we have strike, we need to still sell. Even during the COVID, we were selling. The network bought buses for us. They will go and pick our staff from home. They will drop them in the office. All the network. We were still selling. We were making money. Imagine. So I understood that, and I used it as a strategy for my total building of my team to say, stay within the environment, because anytime there is strike or there is COVID or we still have to be in the office. Now, if they are not staying far, they can just walk to the office. And walking to the office is easy for me. Some of them just walk down or take maybe one bike or something very close within that local government. And it has helped me a lot. So, and I know that sometimes, even though they have to do overtime, they will get home late, but their homes are not far from the office. So it makes life easy for them. Because the truth is, you can't just be self-centered, thinking, only me, only me, only me. I'm not saying give them everything, but there must be balance. There must be inclusion. Okay, what is in it for the staff? Okay, another thing a lot of people don't do is that you want your staff to work with you for long. What is the growth plan? Some of you hire people and 5 years later, they are still earning the same salary. No, it's a no. You must find a way to ensure you reward performance in your organization. It's not just everybody. And I want to say at this point, when you just wake up one day and say, oh, everybody, I want to increase everybody's salary, you've been working well. Don't forget that there are some people not working well in your team. And increasing everybody at the same time is fair on the faithful ones. It's unfair, I'm sorry. It's unfair on the faithful ones. You have to have what we call KPI to measure them. You must measure performance. So that at the end of the year, quarter, you come up with that with the KPI and say, oh, X, Y, Z. Everybody knows that you measure. So everybody will try to conform. Everybody will try to comply. Don't just increase everybody's salary. Somebody that has been insulting customer salary is increased. Somebody that has been coming late without unnecessary reason, increase. Then somebody else has been faithful. The truth is, employees copy from each other. They learn from each other. Whatever you allow, go. If you allow someone to misbehave and you later increase the salary, they won't tell you anything. Next week, almost everybody will start misbehaving.
And they'll remind you. They'll remind you, say, but you did this person now.
They will tell you, some of them will keep quiet, but when the matter becomes tough, they will say, but Bola was late last week, man. You didn't say anything. So you don't allow, and as a CEO,
they'll not say you have favorites.
Yes.
They'll say you have favorites in the show.
There's
nothing I never hear. Like me, as you see me like this, I don't hear everything. They say at a time, so I had to, even at a time, sorry I had to cut it short. Yeah. At a time, I had to even distance myself a little bit, because it was as if you guys are not, me, favorite, waiting. I'm just trying to point out the problems that you're having. Let me also mention 3 things. I want to mention 3 things. One,
okay.
That 3 things that I have done for my staff, and one of the reasons that one of them actually left and came back. This one, the guy told me that what he really wants to do, he doesn't know how to speak English. That, you know, when you're asking, what do you want? This was what he wanted. He just wanted to learn that he feels like the reason why he's good at what he does. He's good, like he's very, very good, but he just cannot speak English and he cannot write. So I took out time, hired someone back then, to teach him how to do ABCD, teach him how to write 1, 2, 3. Like, as mundane as it will sound to somebody like you or everybody watching here, that was something that actually like was a wow for him, because somebody finally is doing adult education for him. That was just all he wanted. Now, at a time, he now came and asked me to increase salary. I said, I can't increase salary. This is what the baseline for it is all about. He left and he came back. He's still with me till now. He came back, but is he good at what he does? He's very, very good. Let me give another person too. When we started, around that time in 2016, 2017, my security man back then, he came, joined us. He's good at what he does. If I say put up generator by so and so time, he will put it up. If I say do this, he will do. He was always on point. He does his job very well. I later realized that he has done OND and he wanted to really do his HND. So he now told me, please, ma, I want to take some time off and go and do my HND. And he's back. He's now the maintenance person for Nelly's. So he's no more security, of course, but he's now in charge of maintenance. He handles everything, like making sure. So when we buy this, because mathematics waiting for this diesel now, it's not crazy.
It's not smart, you know.
So when I buy diesel, if I say I buy 500 liters, I say, guy, this 500 liters has to last for 2 months. So you're going to do the math and come back and tell me how these 500 liters will last for 2 months. And he will do it. So you tell me, madam, we're going to be putting this diesel on for like 45 minutes. He will give me timelines. Imagine if this boy didn't go to learn and grow, or if I refused and sacked him or say, get out because he wants to go and grow. He would never have come back.
Thank you. I love that. And I want to say at this point that employer-employee relationship must not always end in conflict. You as a CEO listening to me today, stand on the point of changing the narrative. In my early days, I used to have staff, when they are leaving, they will be angry. And the organization, but now I tell you, when they are leaving, they write me love letters, as in, my life has changed. There was one of my staff that said, I never believed I could pay my mom's bills from the office. He was working, and I told him, you are good in graphics. You can do it in the night. You can do it after you have closed and make money. When I realized it was that good, I was sending people to him. When he made the first money, paid his bill of his parents, he was crying in my office. So we can be a blessing to our staff. I remember in my own organization, I don't have that conversation of you coming to say, I want to increase my salary. No, everything has been captured in the staff handbook. Everything has been captured. There's time when we increase salary. That was there. Okay. There's time when we increase salary, and you know it, and you need to merit it to earn it. And they know that our MD sticks to standard. And again, one of the things that affect us so much is being sentiment, being emotional, especially in your early days. And one of the things you can also do to take that out is to ensure most of the request in your organization is written. Most of the requests. For those that cannot write, let the customer service help them write. You want to request for anything, put it in writing. I don't want to hear your emotions with what you give me. Just put it in writing, send it. We already have everything covered in our staff handbook. Was it like 2 weeks ago, 2 people were asking for permission on the same day. And like in my own organization, I've told them, we don't have enough staff because we have 8 branches. We cannot have one staff everywhere. It's not possible. That's going to affect us in terms of cost. So now we can allow you, but everyone has to go on their own permission on different days. Why? Because we need somebody to step in for you. And they know. But along the line, 2 people brought the same letter at the same time. We have to look at it. The admin need to look at it as, okay, who brought first? Sometimes we'll tell them, go and have agreement with yourself. Which person's own is more important than the other one? Can you swap for them? They see that love. I'm telling you, I have more than 10 staff that have worked with me for like above 9 years. They've been there. Sometimes I'm crying like, you people, where will you go? So that, because I will still increase your salary next year. These people don't come late to work. It's not exaggerating. Last year, I had to do double increments for everyone. no record of lateness, no record of absenteeism. I'm like, what kind of people are these? Because they understood what we are doing and they see that you love them. When you create things to help them, I'm telling you, it's not that you have to pay people all the whole money in this world. Successful entrepreneur or experienced entrepreneur knows that it's not fat salary that make you have committed staff. It's about your behavior, your respect, then empathy.
Let me
How
say something.
do you have empathy for your staff? Number one way to have empathy is having all your policy in place so that you don't miss emotions with the organization standards. I remember I had one of my employees that had accidents. This guy had accidents. I had a dispatch rider. So he was riding along in solo. He had an accident. They called me. I was scared. We rushed down to the place, look at everything we needed to do. They took him into his solo general hospital. They could not take him. We had to refer him back to general. At the end, we got to Bobby. At the entry point, before we entered Bobby, they said we had to drop 200,000 naira before they would even admit him at all. It was between life and death. So immediately, my husband said, okay, we moved the money to them. Immediately we moved the money. They now took him in, put him up. He was in Bobby for 3 months. 3 months, we were paying him salary. We were going to check him in the hospital. We were giving him food. The whole world, the pastor, everybody, the wife, every day they are sending message. God will bless you. Immediately we get to Bobby, they will say, hello, which organization is this? We'll tell them, they'll say, God bless you. There are lots of people, they abandon people here. We did that. It was fine. He resumed back to office. He started working. Along the line, he started working. I don't know what happened to him, whether devil entered him. Because in my organization, our policy is stiff. When it comes to theft, we don't play with theft. When it comes to theft, there is what we call is zero to non-tolerance under the manual. Fighting is one of them. Theft, actually, not just accusation, theft with evidence. So
Yes,
this guy
you're gone. You can't come back.
He went to the bank, took the cash to the bank. After counting, he had overage of 100,000. So he called the cashier to say, how much is this? Is the money you gave me, how much? The cashier told him exactly what she felt she gave him. Then, when he realized the money was over, he put the money in his pocket and he went away. Not knowing that the bank was the one that had issue. The cashier in the bank did not count well. So the cashier was now looking for 100,000 in the night. They now started calling me directly. They went to their system, picked my number and called me directly. Good evening, ma. Somebody from your office came today and blah, 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 blah happened. I was like, wow. So I started calling him. He did not pick. It's like he sensed what was happening. He did not pick. So I called the office. I called the cashier. I called the manager. They said they are not aware that their account balance, that they've gone. So immediately I started calling him. I was driving past there. I banked their office because that office is actually in my estate. They said he has gone home for the day. So immediately, after some time, I saw him drove in, packed, went to his dispatch bike and came to the office and said, excuse me, ma, you were calling me. And I said, yes, I'm calling you. That this bank has called, that they gave you overage. Where is the money? And he said, he forgot it inside this box. I was like, can you forget your salary? 100K inside the box. Ow! I said, please, just rush down to the bank. Go and give them their money. They are waiting. And you know the bank will not close if they don't balance. So he rushed down. When he came back, I didn't even talk. Like I said it, I made a post recently. Stop firing your staff. Let them fire themselves. You don't need to fire. Don't be having unnecessary headache for people's problem. It's clear in our staff handbook what to do. And immediately we resumed the next morning. We had a meeting. And I was asking everybody, I'm not the one to talk now. Admin manager, what do we do in this case? Everybody started reading the policy out. Based on what has happened, this is what you should do. And he just had to go. He had to. I love this person. He has been working, but what can I do? I can't. Sentiment, if you bring that kind of sentiment in that kind of issue, you are going to kill the other people. So it's not really about him. And the truth is, this guy left our organization. Was it like 2 or 3 years ago? I bought something on Instagram, and he was the one that came to deliver it in my house. And we have changed location. We're no longer staying where we're staying. We're staying in our house. So he came to drop it. And immediately he saw my daughter. He was shouting, I want to see madam. I want to see her. And immediately he called me. I came to deliver this thing. Long time, ma'am. I've been sending customer to you to let you know that he's not even angry. He's not angry. He's still bringing customers to us. He's still calling. He was saying, ma, no, ma, don't mind me. He came back for forgiveness. I am sorry. You really helped me. So
Matches that are still coming, like we still use them till now. Like whenever we are able to stand them, say, guy, even though we're not more working with them, we call them, how far can you come and take this bike and we'll do?
for
Like, I
some
understand
money,
where you're coming from.
let me tell you, we don't have to end the relationship in always the staff is bad. This guy, I was shocked. Me, I was even thinking he would be angry, but I know I tried my best. And I tell myself right from the day when I started my business, God is the judge for what I do with my employees. Have a fair staff handbook. Don't have wicked policies, very wicked. And your policy don't have to just be about you. Let there be balance. Your staff need rest. Let it be there. Your staff needs some bit of compensation. Let those things be there. It must not be as big as the multinationals, but you can start with something. You can start with something.
Someone asked a question and I wanted us to answer. Please,
okay.
Before we even move to that, you guys are here, 200 something people here. Please, you guys should also tag your friends. You're having a very fresh, interesting discussion with Coach Nancy and I, and you want your friends to also hear about this. Stop being stingy. Tag them. They will come live. All right. There's something someone asked. Somebody said, what if staff that just wake up and leave? What do you do about it? I have an opinion, but I'll allow you to talk first.
Okay, good. So for me, I used to have that in the past. That staff will just wake up and leave. And one of the things that make any staff to leave, that organization, they don't recognize. There's something missing. There's something you have not done. There's something you have not done, or the person have not seen you that you are even fair to them. It's not about you. Don't feel bad, please. Let's just say it the way it is. Then number two, you need to have what we call like a retention strategy in what you have. The way we do strategy for business, you have to think for what will make these people stay. What will make these people tell me when they are going? I have not had, in the last like 9 years, I've not had any staff leaving without giving us 30 days. And I am intentional about it. It's about your strategy for them. You must have it in your staff handbook. There is a way you create it. It's not like you are enforcing them. And again, when people feel that I might need you tomorrow, they will behave well. I tell my staff, if you leave today, just even calling me to say I want to go to American Embassy and I give you my bank statement and you don't pay to get it, do you know it's an asset to you? So don't even spoil the relationship. The relationship is an asset to you. So there's a lot of things to put on the table with your staff to make them actually not go. I remember in our last masterclass in January, she makes cake. So she came there, she was worried. She said 2 of our staff had actually resigned, that they are going to stop so months. So when I started teaching, I said, number one, you must understand what these people want. There are some things they want. They are saying it you people are not paying attention. Pay attention. And there are some questions now, you look at it, use it for your business. Your business will never remain the same again. She said, okay. I said, go back to this thing. It's actually part of the template in the online course. Go to it, go through it, and go back and engage these people. Don't engage only them. Don't make them feel that they are important. Engage all your staff. You know, some people, what we do is when somebody is trying to resign, you try to please that person. It's a bad way of behaving. When you want to change policy, change it for everybody. The fact that I have not resumed made that I appreciate you more. Don't come and take the person that is leaving more important than the person staying. No. So she went, she said, oh, and I told her, she called me, coach, this is what I want to do. I said, okay, this is how you should do it. Just call all of them to a meeting, engage them on the new way, that this is what the staff handbook contains, this is the new thing you want to do, these are. She said immediately she finished, they came back, I'm not resigning again. And I told her that, do you realize that these people, they actually want to work, but your work condition is what they don't like. The fact that somebody resigned from your organization, they are still going to look for work out there. So how do you ensure you retain them? Because it's the same work they want to go and do. It's not something else. But they just need a better place, a better environment, a better boss, a boss that is respectful. Don't disrespect your staff, even though you're cleaner. Don't give them that respect. It helps a lot. I'm telling you, they can save you a lot of things when you put that respect. And one of the things that can help you so much with respect for your team, with empathy for them, is you having the right staff handbook. When you have the right staff handbook, that solves your own problem. Your business, I tell people, it's not about copy and paste. You have to edit out what is not needed. You have to be sure, because you're a small business, there are some things you don't need. What you need, focus on it, And you realize that these people that you say, I remember somebody contacted me last year. Oh, my staff, all of them are bad. This is, I said, madam, calm down. Don't sack anybody. Leave them. Let me come. Let's do this work together. We did it. Those people now, they are very, now she's saying they are very good, they are wonderful. When you don't do the needful, you can say anybody is bad. Sometimes it might just be a little trick from us. Sometimes it might be a little trick for them. It might be us putting the right policy for them. It might be us engaging them. It might be us training them in some light. It might also be us informing them. Some people will say, I have policies or my staff, they violate it anyhow. I'll tell them, don't worry. Come, let's do it together. Let's engage them. I'm telling you, you'll be shocked at the other way. Because if you don't engage your staff properly, they might still violate your policy. How do you ensure they understand what is there? Okay, for instance, all your staff are school start older. They don't understand too much grammar. You are putting professional grammar. Just break it down to what they can understand. You'll be shocked that they will comply. I remember I worked with a lady. She would tell me on the 28th, all the staff, they will start standing beside her car. Once you get to 28, 29, they will stand beside her car like they want to collect salary. You said, so I don't have transport again. Mommy, I don't have this one. That is, she will be shy. She will not be giving them money on this. I said, this is sad. I said, ma, don't do this again. Immediately we create the staff handbook we gave them. She said, Coach Nancy, for the very first time, hey, these people did not disgrace me this month. I said, no, ma, you have to communicate. Now, once you communicate to them, they now know when to expect their salary. They can plan. They can plan. But you just pay them on the 10th, or even you just pay them on the 2. You are just confusing. Let them also plan. The way you are planning, let them plan. Or your salary is going to come XYZ. And if the salary don't come, the manager or the admin or the HR will send them official apology. We are sorry, we cannot make this today due to whatever. It will come as soon as possible. They will feel like a G, like, oh, in this organization, they are telling me sorry. And what about you? You will feel good. And another thing, I don't know if you want to say something. I want to say another thing I want to also emphasize is when people hire new people sometimes, and the people have higher bargaining power, they tend to like treat the existing staff badly by paying those people more than the existing staff. This thing can